Welcome to the Jab Blab. Tonight we're going to talk about the breakdown before the breakup. Have you lost that loving feeling? Like the song says, there's no more tenderness in your fingertips. You don't close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. What do we got going on here? Trying hard not to show that. You've lost it. That loving feeling, it's gone. Can you get it back? That's the question tonight. Can you get back that loving feeling that you've lost in your life? Do you have a relationship that's gone south? It just doesn't have that same passion that it used to have. Tonight we're going to talk about that situation from the personality perspective, what each temperament needs to get back on track in their loving relationships and find themselves fulfilled and their needs met once again. That's what it's really all about. When we come down to the bare knuckles of the situations of our relationships, it really comes down to the fact that we basically are not getting our needs met and the passion wanes. So how do we overcome this? How do we get back to that passion? First of all, let's recognize when we get into a relationship, there's a commonality that starts. There's a friendship, some kind of association, and we join together in our relationship. And there's something in common that we have. There's this, what we call chemistry. There's this thing that brought us together. And as we move through that bliss period, as we get to know each other, we start to build this thing we call love. And I love to reference the Sternberg triangle of love, and in which it looks at the three dynamics of what actually creates loving relationships between humans. And it's passion, intimacy, and commitment are the three different dynamics that are explained in that theory. I'm not going to go really into depth in that theory in this particular blab, but it's a very exciting theory to understand the essence of how we build love. So once we understand that we have these commonalities, the thing that we have to recognize when we get to these points in our lives, in our relationships, that we lost that loving feeling, it's because it's become polarized. We no longer do the things that we did in the beginning of the relationship, throughout the relationship, and now it's coming to an end, quite possibly, or at least we're considering or contemplating that. So we have to understand that that passion that brought us together, that we built our love on, has to be maintained. And sometimes that's tough. As you grow in your relationship and develop and move forward in careers and family, buy homes, and we do all of these things, this life stuff that we love to do, we tend to drift away from all of those beautiful things that kept us in love, in that feeling, and thinking that we were appreciated, that we were admired, that we felt complete, per se, by having this other person in our lives. And I've talked to numerous people in coaching, so on and so forth, where we sit and we chat, and we get to this point of recognizing that it's just become polarized, and we no longer do those things. For example, taking out the trash. At the beginning of a relationship, the first few years of marriage, unless you really stay passionate about that simple task of taking out the trash, doing the laundry, keeping up the household area, in maintaining those expectations, if those things wane, if they slide away from us, and our perception on those things change, where we go from, of course I'll take out the trash. I'd love to take out the trash. The trash would be the best thing I could ever do in my life for you. This is great. I'm going to go take out the trash. If that becomes, you take out the trash, I don't feel like taking out the trash type of mentality and thinking, then that provokes this stress. It provokes this lost love feeling to come into our lives, because we're not meeting expectations. So that's what it really comes down to in this aspect for me. And when I look at this relationship stuff, is we have expectations. going into our relationships, in as we build and grow together, we have these expectations, and when they're not met, we have this blueprint in our brain, as Tony Robbins says, in our brain about how the relationship is supposed to be, how it's supposed to look, and then we have the actual reality that we're perceiving. And when they don't match up, it causes us stress. It makes us feel as if we've lost that loving feeling. So what I'd like to go into tonight is, once we understand the passion, the intimacy, and the commitment pieces have to be an essential part of our love, we have to recognize from our personality that we have specific needs to each trait and characteristics. Each temperament has their own loving, maintenance, relationship building desires that they want fulfilled. So when we look at the 4 temperaments that I teach from, overall are green, orange, gold, and blue. And if you hadn't heard those before, I'll give you a quick recap here. And we talk about the green is the analytic. It's the personality that thrives on knowledge and data, resources, information, really drives their lives. And the orange personality temperament is someone who's kinesthetic, very liberal, wants freedom. They're entrepreneurial in mindset. They're very optimistic type of people. Their polar opposite is the gold, who are the organizers, the structure bringers. They're the ones that really provide for us all of the things that make a society strong and give it longevity. So laws, security, goals, punctuality, all of those type of things come from that gold temperament. Lastly is the blue. I saved the blue for last because this is a subject that's crucial for them. Is holding on to that loving feeling is absolutely essential for the blue temperament, because they are the feeler. They're the ones that really thrive on having this sense of purpose and love, and it being fulfilling for them. They find great comfort and support in that. So now that we know what those are, let's look at some maintaining and building concepts that make our relationships last from these 4 temperaments. What can you do to hold on to that loving feeling by meeting your partner's need? Primarily, when we look at the green temperament, a few things I want to throw out here for this is offer mental challenges. Remember, these are they're the cognitive people. They're the thinkers. They're the analysts. They're the ones that really they digest the knowledge. So you have to offer them mental challenges, in vice versa, or getting away from the, whereas the blue wants rather the emotional challenge. They want the heart challenge, the feelings challenge. Here, the green is the thinker. They want that intellectual stimulation in the relationship, and that builds longevity and helps maintain that relationship. The second thing is something you can provide for them is access to resources, information. Again, share your information. Really, think outside of the box with the green personality temperament, and it goes a long way to building and connecting a relationship with them. So there are open seats. If you've popped in, you want to take a seat, that you're welcome to join the conversation or chat on the side. Thanks for stopping in and listening to the blab this evening as we talk about losing that loving feeling, the breakdown before the break up. Let's look at the next temperament. Let's go into that gold temperament next, where we look at, these are the organizers. These are the folks that bring the structure to our lives. So we're talking about planning. We're talking about providing for them stability and a sense of security. This is absolutely essential for them to hang on to that loving feeling. It comes from that sense of being certain that things are going to be good. Things are going to be the same they are a month from now as they are today. We're still going to love each other. We're still going to be committed to each other. The passion's still going to be there. They operate from a sense of duty. So when we look at the tasks in the relationships, I mentioned the trash thing earlier, that's just a sense of duty. You just do that as part of the responsibilities of being in a relationship or in a household. That's just kind of how they see those things. The biggest thing, another good tip for maintaining a relationship with a gold, is to let them be in service. Let them be in a sense of, have a sense of service to the relationship. You know, and I don't mean, you know, always going around and picking up after you or always cooking you dinner, but give them a sense of fulfillment of that duty is pretty instrumental in their happiness. So let's go over to the orange temperament. This is, again, the kinesthetic, the bold, entrepreneurial, adventure personality temperament. They love rewards, instantaneous, immediate, and liberal. Lots of rewards. The attaboys, the good jobs, the high fives, the big hugs. They love that sense of being rewarded immediately after doing so. They take out the trash and they come back in, and it's high fives, big hugs. Thank you so much. It shows me you care. Is going to go a long way with that gold personality temperament. The thing that you have to provide for them is the freedom to act out, the freedom to let that kinesthetic energy come forth, let their personality flow, let them be spontaneous. You know, enjoy the fact that they wake you up at 6:30 in the morning and say, put your hair in a ponytail, let's go hiking. Whatever it might be that they're going to come at you with, hey, let's go camping this weekend. It tends to be very adventuresome things. Sometimes they tend to want to get involved in business activities, and they'll want those freedoms to explore those challenges and those adventures. Lastly, I'm going to go back to the blues again, and with the blues, it really comes down to the sense of providing them comfort and support, and giving them that sense of emotional connection is huge for them. So you have to accept their intuition. You have to show that you care, you're concerned. You have to really be able to express how much you care before the blue really cares how much you know. So it's important to let them kind of personalize the home space, let them be creative in that sense and express their personality temperament that way. So those are some of the aspects of how we can maintain some of the relationships that we have in our lives, especially with a significant other. Once you understand your personality temperament and able to recognize your partner's personality temperament, you can use these techniques and principles to make sure that relationship has longevity and fulfillment, because each of these operate off from a need. And once our needs are fulfilled, the needs of the personality, as Tony Robbins calls it, and the needs of the spirit, if they're fulfilled, then we're happy. We don't have to worry about, is the grass greener on the other side? You know, is this relationship worth it? Losing this loving feeling? All of those things go away, and we're able to stay happy and secure in our relationship. If you're interested in learning more about the personality assessment, or would like to be involved in this program this month of the breakdown before the breakup, you can find the information, get in contact with me at johnabirch.com. It's www.johnabirch.com. Shoot me a message there, or you can hit me up on Twitter, same John A. Birch, at John A. Birch, and you can find me there. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to get you connected and plugged into this month of love and dealing with the breakdown before the breakup occurs. Thank you very much for listening and joining. If you listen to this on the replay, I appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to connect and answer your questions. Other than that, thank you very much and have a very blessed night.